It looks like silver's not going to show me no kind of grace tonight. That was... yeah, they bounced like perfectly at it, and honestly, I still wouldn't have taken that trade. I'm not gonna be upset about a trade that I was not gonna take anyway. I don't take those trades. They work sometimes, and I'm not looking for trades that work sometimes in the right context or something like that. Did I not send it? Oh, I was like, oh no, did I not send it? Okay. I think. Starts in 7 days. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get this party started. Hey, yo, what's up, John? Yeah, I'm doing well. Had a very powerful weekend. We'll talk about it, once we kind of get deeper into the stream. But had a very powerful weekend. It was a lot. Was able to come to terms with a lot of things. Was able to come to terms with a lot of things that things I was having internal battles about, but I think I'm ready to really dedicate my heart to these concepts, these ideas, and we'll talk about it as we get deeper into the stream. So far so good, man. I was looking to get in on a position in silver, but silver decided to actually to bounce at the 50% fib. There was literally nothing here at the time when I placed this order right here. This thing decided to bounce at the 50% fib. I mean, I guess in hindsight there is a range there, but man, usually you don't see silver necessarily will bounce at a 50%. It will do it, but for the most part, it doesn't. I would always skip a trade at the 50% fib level. Always, because it works sometimes and then there's times where it doesn't. The 50%, you definitely have to consider the context of what's happening in the market. We did have this big move up. We are seeing bullish momentum in the market. However, I'm not interested in trades at the 50% fib. The trades at the 50% fib are less than a 50% chance that it'll work, as crazy as that sounds. Man, this thing better not. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I know this thing is not about to open up and just... But anyway, Yeah, that 50% trade is I'll skip it every time. I don't care how good of a setup it is. I'll skip it every single time. It's just this time, it just decided to work this time. And which sucks because I was looking for a deeper pullback there, but you know. So I might as well just pull. I may just have to pull this order. I don't think. I mean, if price does come back down here. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if price does come back down there, I don't think that'll probably be a good trade anymore. I mean, that's I was looking for that pullback to work, and because that pullback, we didn't get that big enough pullback. You know, at the bottom of this range right here. You know, I'll just pull the order. We'll just come back tomorrow. I'm just gonna lock the account because well, no, I guess I won't do that. I guess this is what I will do. I will leave it actually here until the end of the stream. I will leave it here to the end of the stream. I mean, I don't think it comes back the way the thing is moving. I don't think it comes back. I don't think it'll come back the way this thing is moving. I mean, unless we have like a big drop or something like that from these highs, like we got a really big drop. But I'll leave it here until the end of the stream. I'm looking on Bookmap and you know, I mean, I wasn't looking at my charts at the time. This thing bounced at 86.53. Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of something right there. I mean, nothing. It was nothing too big or significant enough to be like, yeah, I need to trade at that level. So, yeah, it just kind of bounced at the 50% fib. I mean, you really can't. Yeah, you can't really do anything about it. Hey, what's up, Tony Gold? What's up? Look at gold. I haven't looked at gold. So, I've been doing a lot of back testing over the weekend. We'll talk about this again during the morning stream, but done a lot of back testing over the weekend. Found a lot of. I was able to gather a lot of powerful information over the weekend, and I guess whenever Investor Z joins, I'm gonna have to say, yo, thanks for bringing the initial balance trade to my attention, because that initial balance trade, it's an ecosystem. It's an ecosystem for setups. You can trade that initial balance, that range. There's so many trades. You have the break and the retest trade. We have the 50% trade. You have the 618 trade. You can fade the breakout of the high. You can fade the breakout of the low. You can trade the internal liquidity of that initial balance. If you're trading the MNQ, if you're trading the Nasdaq, if you just wait for that first hour of price action, I mean, the orb is powerful, but I feel like that initial balance trade is, yeah, because I mean, this is the orb. You can kind of see that the market kind of plays around at that orb a lot. What I've found is that 50% of the orb on the, or the 50% of the orb is actually a pretty decent trade, but it's not guaranteed. You know, because right now we're at the 50% of the 50% of orb from Friday. We are seeing a bounce from this area, but I highly doubt that we'll see like any significant move. If we do, I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, I doubt if we see any significant move here. I think we take these lows out. We might get a push back up. We might get a double top at this range right here. You see where the market kind of consolidated before we got this break. So we could see the market come back into this area somewhere for a break and retest trade. We'll see if that happens, but that 15-minute orb, as I think the market is now using the 15-minute orb to gather as much liquidity. I feel like it's now a liquidity grab for the market because so many traders are using it. And you can kind of tell that there's a lot of manipulation going on at this orb. You got the breakout, and then it's the fake breakout. All the traders got stopped. You got another breakout. All the traders get stopped. You got another breakout. All the traders get stopped, and the market goes and takes out both of these highs. You double top at these highs. Anybody that was waiting here to get long stopped out. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of manipulation at that orb now. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it now. I mean, there's so much manipulation there now. Yeah, so that initial balance trade is definitely I keep my eye. Well, I got it on my other chart because we can definitely just use the software on TradingView to see it. Or maybe I should just turn this into the initial balance instead of. Actually, let's just do that. Because I feel like the initial balance is more powerful than the orb, in my opinion, right now. So instead of that, instead of the orb, we can have the initial balance. Not like I really trade the orb anyway. Now, this is what the initial balance, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at the initial balance. This is the first hour of the market on the Nasdaq. I mean, you can instantly kind of see what's going on here. You got a 50% trade that the market came back to right there. I mean, it touched that 50% to the T. It was a perfect entry right there. Before the market came crashing back down. Man, that's interesting. That's interesting. And this is what I'm talking about when I call this an ecosystem, because there's so many trade opportunities within this range. You got price bouncing at the 50% right here. You could have fade this high right here. So you got the 50% trade right here. You can fade the high. I mean, I'm not saying that it will always work, but if you're seeing a lot of weakness at the high, you can fade the high. If you see the breakout, you can trade the pullback. If you see weakness at the lows, you can go long at the lows for a move back higher. You can trade the 618. I'm pretty sure if I draw a fib, this is probably the 618. Let's look at that. I'm pretty sure that's the 618. So you got the 50% and the 618. I know a lot of traders like that. All right, so this is actually the 77. I mean, it's close enough. If you got it at the 618, I mean, I have a 27-point stop. So if I got it at the 618, as long as it doesn't touch, yeah, I would have got stopped out to the T. There. Man, this thing would have stopped. Well, actually, it would have almost stopped me out there. Would have almost stopped me out. So, I mean, this trade right here, or the initial balance, is a pretty powerful indicator to have on your chart. So I would highly recommend it. I was back testing this entire weekend. Yeah, yep. I mean, everybody can't win, right? If everybody wins, who's going to pay the people? I mean, who's going to pay the winners if everybody's winning? The market is efficient. It does what it's supposed to do. It moves from liquidity to liquidity to liquidity. If you think in terms of liquidity, where the next level of liquidity is, then trading becomes a lot easier, especially in the commodities. The commodities, they need the liquidity to move. I mean, look, the commodities are not moving unless it's tap and stops or something like that, like gold, silver, and your commodities. So let me see. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. But I believe that the market wants to get down to about where do I have my limit orders set at? I don't understand why this is not even pinned to the taskbar in the first place. Anyway, I want to open up a position at 747. This is a strategy that I'm going to be moving forward with the Nasdaq. I'm going to start a position with 3 micro contracts, and I'm going to scale in at 9 and 18. And this entire position, if I'm wrong, I only lose $216. This is down from my $270 stop out. So I'm saving some money here. I'm saving about what, 4, 5. So I'm saving $54, I believe, if I'm doing the math right, which actually goes a long way over time. Yeah, so I'm saving $54 per trade, going down from 270. And what this does with this, so actually let me just kind of, so this is my strategy. So my entry is 3 MNQ contracts, risking 27 points. And that equals $162 if I don't scale in. I'm scaling in. Scale in at 9 points. 9 and 18 points. And I think that's 36, 18. That's also 36 plus 18. Yeah, 54 plus 162. Okay. Right. Which is an additional $54, which ultimately is going to equal the 200 and okay. So ultimately this is going to equal the $216. So I have so I kind of thought about what I wanted to do this weekend in terms of how I'm going to separate uh my accounts. So I'm going to reserve my Tradeify account for MNQ. It's a 150K that I've had forever. I keep blowing it because being foolish in it. But now I'm just going to use it exclusively to trade small with the MNQ. I got the wifey account. I'm going to trade gold in that account. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use one gold contract. I mean, honestly, that's all I can use anyway. I'm trying to find an alternative with that one. Trying to find an alternative with that one. I don't know if I want to trade one micro contract and I risk $540 per trade, or if I reduce it, which means that I have to go for bigger targets, but I reduce it to about 7, potentially 8. If I go down to 8, then instead of losing $540, I lose $432, which kind of saves me money there. Saves me at $108 per trade. I have a $6,000 balance. So I would lose the account in 13, 14 trades. John, probably not. Okay, so maybe. The one thing that I'm gonna change about my targets is that all my targets are a P&L target, not necessarily a structural target. If my target gets hit, I get a certain P&L that I need to move forward in the account. What I'm willing to compromise is obviously trading at structure. I want to be cute with it and having, price, or not price, but I'm taking off pieces of the position here and there and being cute. But it's not like I'm trading minis. I'm trading micros here. So if I take pieces off on this thing, I mean, I guess I'm barely making any money anyway. And if I take off a micro here and there, I would feel that I'm not being effective with the position and my time. But I am willing to get out of structure. I mean, if I see a double top, then I know that it's highly unlikely to break out above that top. So if my target is above that, I'm willing to adjust it, even though I understand that I won't get the P&L target that I need. But just shooting for the stars, or shooting at the stars and aiming at the moon, that's not going to get me where I want. Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of thought into this. I mean, we've done it before. We made 20K in an Apex account. It took us 30 days. And all we did was trade around the orb. It took us 30 days to accumulate 20K. And I believe I was only trading with 3 micro contracts. If I traded with more, but I believe it was 3. I believe it was. And even though I did all that work, I still blew the account because I traded on tilt. And I think we're far enough. So over the weekend, I came across some very powerful information. We spoke about this in a previous stream about how we're all of one consciousness, and the universe definitely solidified that for me this weekend, because I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the trader and content creator Cami Capital. One of his videos came across my feed, so I was compelled to watch it. Tell me why we did the exact same thing and we had the same thoughts. It's just that he did it and I didn't, but I was planning on doing it. And what I'm talking about is I blew my Lucid accounts, my funded. And actually, we talked about this on Friday. I said that or maybe I didn't. Anyway, I was planning on getting a 50K direct account from Lucid because I didn't like the idea of starting over in an eval. I just don't have the desire to try to pass it in one go. I just wanted to get back into a funded account, and I was willing to pay the $300 or $400 that is required to purchase the account. And I was planning on doing that. There was 2 things that stopped me. One of the things that stopped me was that for whatever reason, Tradeify decided to rebuild me a little bit earlier than usual. I was expecting to be rebuilt on the 28th of February because that's when this account rebuilds. But for whatever reason, Tradeify decided to say, hey, instead of rebuild you on the 28th, we're going to rebuild you tomorrow on the 23rd. This is a 50K account, and I got it at a discount, so it was only at $180. Which is, I guess right now is a good deal because you can't find a 50K account for $180 right now. So that's the one thing that kind of stopped me. The second thing that stopped me was obviously watching that video and just listening to him have the same thoughts for the same reason of purchasing a direct account from the same prop firm. And I said to myself, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to take that as a sign. I'm not going to get the direct account. I'm going to focus on the accounts that I have now, because in my mind, I just wanted to get back into a funded account with Lucid. And I didn't really want to go to the eval stage, but I have to earn it, I guess. I have to get back in there, build that confidence again, and earn it. I also saw, and we also spoke about this. We also spoke about this previously about when Top Step gets rid of, or once it pulls the license for Project X from these firms, there's going to be a competitor that's going to come out with a product that's going to be very similar. And that has actually happened. So if you're not aware, Lucid has a Project X account called Trade C. it's using TradingView. It's literally TradingView with all the, because it's not like Project X, because Project X is not, it's using TradingView, but it's not. You really can't use, they have their own indicators. You're not necessarily using TradingView. What it appears to me is that this platform, let me see if I can pull it up, is actually using TradingView, and you can actually use the indicators that's on the platform, that's on the TradingView platform. This creator actually did a video. I'm gonna pull it up, or I guess I don't necessarily have to. All right, so this is Trade C right here. What we all know, what I'm paying attention to. They have the risk settings on this platform, but what I'm interested in is being able to lock out those risk settings. And I'm not interested. So this is the thing that I kind of looked at this already, and you can kind of see that for right now, they don't have an option to lock out these risk settings, which it kind of makes this section useless. It needs to be able to be locked out. So whenever Lucid or whenever Trade C gets to the point to where they lock this section out, then I will definitely purchase an account using this platform. Because actually, as crazy as this sounds, I really enjoy trading with what is it called? UProfit. And they used TradingView as well. And for whatever reason, this was like this style. I really don't know why, but I really like trading on TradingView. I don't know why. It's just it made no sense, but I really enjoy trading on it. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't know why I enjoyed it so much. It was just simple. I mean, they should. Honestly, it's that's the whole point of the risk settings, is to be able to lock it. I don't know why these because Trade-Evade was supposed to have a lockout feature, and unless this is unless once it gets blocked, you can't. It says, are you able to lock out the risk settings like Project X so you can adjust it intraday? See, no one answered that question. I don't understand why he answered that question, but he didn't answer this one. Is there a built-in copy trader? This is the question that you need to answer. It's been 2 days. Answer this question. But once they do this, I'm pretty sure Lucid will come out with like a deal or something like that, and we'll get an account. Because I definitely do no longer want to use any mental resources for following my rules. I just don't. I prefer the software to do that for me. So I can't be tempted in, because I've already shown myself that when it comes to, okay, that's just the lockout. When it comes to a situation where I have to kind of fix a mistake that I made, I've already shown myself that I'll risk my entire account just to fix a mistake. And the crazy thing is, my Tradeify account that I had for at least 30 days, I was about 4 days away from a payout. I made a mistake. I just couldn't deal with it. And they took that account off of Project X, and I had no protection. So I blew that. I mean, I was in that account for 30 days. And it took 2 sessions to blow that damn thing. 2 sessions off. Once Tradeify put it in, or removed the Project X platform completely. And it took 2 days. I just couldn't accept a loss. I was 3 days away from a payout. I missed a good setup, and all that emotions. I put on a trade. It didn't work out, and I added to the trade, hoping that I can get my money back, and it just didn't work out. So I kind of felt attacked in that situation too. It was very interesting how it almost hit my target. I think it missed my target about maybe 2 points, and then it completely reverses. I could have took the profits, but y'all guys know I don't do that shit. Because it was just 2 points away from my target, it could have hit it. But in that situation, it just, gold wasn't being nice to me. So I just understand that I kind of need something like that, because I'm just unwilling to accept a loss. But what I am willing to do is reduce my size. As you can see, this is going to be my trading size moving forward. Yeah, I mean, that would have been nice, huh? So tomorrow, I kind of already have so I have this application called Cold Turkey, and what I'm going to do is set up my risk settings in Tradeivate, use the Cold Turkey platform to completely lock it out of this device. I don't sign into that account on my other workstation. I really don't even know the password. And I believe that if I get into a point where I'm on tilt, that if I walk to my other workstation, look through my email for my login credentials, go into Tradeivate, log in, and change my risk settings, I don't want to punish myself to the point to where I would stop trading, but I would really have to consider getting help. Because if I'm willing to do all of that, circumvent the things that I put in place to stop myself from making emotional decisions, and I do it anyway, disregarding all the hard work that I put in, just because I couldn't accept an outcome, and then I would have to admit to myself that, maybe I need to seek some freaking help with gambling. I would have to get that help, because that is way out of my character. I mean, if it's right here in front of me, I'm gonna do it. I mean, it's not no there's nothing that's stopping me. But if it's me and I'm putting those things in place to stop my emotional self from doing something that I don't want to do, and I find ways to, I go out of my way to circumvent it, then obviously I just need some help, because that would suggest to me that if I'm willing to do that in this situation, then this could escalate further. So I believe I have enough self-control not to at least do that. As long as there's a barrier in the way, I believe that I'm not going to be so overwhelmed to the point to where I would do something like that. But we will see. In this account, actually, let me show you guys what I've done. Where's my cold turkey? There it is. So basically, Trade-Evade is blocked the entire week. The only time that I only have a small window to make any changes on Saturday. I don't want to do it on Sunday when the market is open. And I think to myself, oh, blah, 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 blah. But then it's kind of, we'll see what happens. For right now, we'll have it on Saturday. I have a small window to make any changes that I need. And if I don't make those changes within that small window, then I'm just going to have to come back next week. And the good thing about this application is that I can lock out my settings and have that as a time period. So I can actually have it to where it locks out the settings and it opens up at the same time it unblocks Trade-Evade. So I'm going to use this as me locking out my risk settings after I place it on Trade-Evade. So I'll have this set up tomorrow, and then I'm just going to lock it up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I believe what I want to do here is only lose about $400 a day. Be able to take 2 trades on the Nasdaq and just lose only $430 per day. So I can take 2 good setups. I have $430. I'm only trading 5 micro contracts. It has $5,000 of drawdown. Yeah, so I think I'm going to rock it like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, actually, not think what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. We'll see how that works out. Hey, what's up, Team Massive? What's up? What's up, Cave Trader? I mean, shit, Cave Trader's shown us that you can make money. You can get paid out on the Nasdaq with 1 micro contract. I have considered trading. Well, let me see how much money I save. So if I take out that middle contract, so if I take out this middle contract right here, I'll be able to save $72 per trade. $72 per trade. So this is what I'll do. If I choose, I mean, this isn't optional. This is optional. But if I want to prolong, like, let's just say that, because I have, if I continue, well, let's see this. Let me see this real quick. So 5,000 right into 360. So I have about 14 trades. I have 11 trades. So if I were to cancel this and just only have 1 scaling, I'll be able, this gives me 2 more trades. 2 more trades just by taking away that middle contract. Or I can do something where I have it both right here. And so instead of losing $216, I think I lose $198, which saves me about $17, $18, about $18. Which will give me 25 trades. So basically, okay, I guess I have to do it that way then. All right, so it gives me 13 trades. So I'm actually going, Mm. I mean, it's not gonna always be a situation where I get all of them filled, but okay, I think I'm going to actually do it that way. I save a little bit of money. It gives me 2 more trades if I do it this way. So instead of losing the $216, I lose the $198. And it gives me 2 more trades if I do it like this versus having it scale in 3 contracts. I guess what my initial ideal is that if it fills my order and it goes down lower, it can fill this order and then it can fill that order. And if it doesn't fill this order, at least I got a scale in. But I think I'll just keep it like this. I save more money. I have more opportunities to make money, and instead of losing the $432, I think I'll lose $390. So I'm saving money. But and then if I lose twice in a day, then the account locks out, and then I just come back tomorrow. So that's how I'm gonna move forward in that account, and we'll just pass it the way that we need to pass it that way. Yeah, man. Cave Trader's definitely shown us, man, that if you're consistent over time, you can get paid out. I think Cave Trader got 3 payouts in a row. 3 payouts in a row, trading 1 micro contract on the MNQ, which is very impressive. Very impressive. That's the type of shit that I'm talking about. That's impressive. Very impressive. Inspiring, actually. And actually, this is another video that I watched over the weekend. So the same person that Trader Drysdale, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but the same person that made that imbalance indicator, I actually watched one of his videos over the weekend, and man, it was very powerful, man. Let me see if I can find it. And I'm gonna post a link of the video in the chat. Yeah, this video was so powerful, man. Very powerful video. I'm gonna post it in the chat. Where is it at? Since so I've posted the video in the chat. I highly recommend checking that video out. It's very powerful, but so what he's talking about in this video is about trading small, being consistent to the point to where, and it's again another situation where we're of one consciousness, one mind. He says trade small to the point to where you believe that the trade is insignificant. What he said in this video was that the mind, your nervous system, when put in a situation where it's in danger, it is not meant to function correctly when you're in danger. And that makes sense. He says that the market doesn't reward you taking these hero trades, taking these trades where if the market hits your stop, it's a big setback to your account. You should be taking trades to where it has there's like no emotional reaction, regardless if you win or lose. And over time, if you switch your mindset from because I think a lot of these prop firms allow you to get paid in 5 days. If you kind of move away from that I need to get paid in 5 days mentality and kind of switch it to maybe a bi-weekly or a monthly time frame and allow these winners to accumulate and grow over time, Once you're done, like every 2 weeks or a month, if you trade it correctly, you should be able to, if you're trading a personal account, have a big increase in it. And if you're trading these prop accounts, you can be able to take a payout, a significant size payout. And, you know, I thought to myself, if I can get paid out every 2 weeks or take a big payout at the end of the month, I think I would do a lot less self-sabotaging because of payout fever. If I'm getting paid out every day, or if I'm getting one payout after another, and I'm getting that dopamine hit, what I found, because we started this year strong, I was like, I've had 6 payouts, but I was supposed to have like 10 plus. I got so addicted to the idea of getting paid out, I stopped trading the way I was supposed to trade, started gambling more often. I lost a couple of, I literally used my payout to get another payout. I wanted to lock in my next payout. So as crazy as that sounds, as crazy as that freaking sounds, I use my payout as drawdown so I can lock in my next payout. I still think about that shit. I still do. I can't believe I allowed myself to get so emotional to the point that I did that. And I can't sit here and rationalize that at all. I was gambling. And this is the negative side of my ego. I've already stated that I believe that the ego is neither bad nor good. It is what it is. There's a good side to you, or there's positive to having an ego, and there's negatives, and the market does take advantage of your ego. These prop firms take advantage of the ego. I think we've seen so many of these trader influencers lie about their P&L, Photoshop results, churn and burn accounts. They come out with these stupid strategies. They're saying, "Hey, you can become rich like me if you do this. 5 points a day, it's going to keep you paid." And they say this with confidence, and people eat it up, and they believe it. And lo and behold, we have something come out on Twitter where these influencers that's promoting these 5 points a day, I only take this setup, blah, blah, blah bullshit that they come out with. Trade this super trend line and you'll make millions of dollars just like me. And behind the scenes, they're blowing accounts left and right. And they're only showing you the ones where they get lucky. And I think we've seen all the big ones do it so far. I don't think any of the big ones hasn't done it. I can't really think of no one. They all done it. And then after they get caught, that's when the apology comes out. Well, actually, I don't think what's his name? Nutty Bar. I don't think that isn't his character to do that. I think he really values being transparent about this. But I think that's the only one that comes to mind. I'm not familiar with all of them. I'm talking about the more popular ones that everybody, you don't have to look for them to know who they are. But yeah, I think we just I think I seen something where one of the big influencers, I'm not familiar with who he is. I don't. This is actually my first time seeing his name. I'm pretty sure he's been in the space for a while, I guess. But I think Apex dropped him because behind the scenes he was churning and burning accounts and misleading his followers, as they all do at one point. But I mean, I feel like that's just a result of your ego or their ego, because they're influencers. They're expected to have certain results. And over time, is that his name? Brian Stocks? Okay, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's just my first time seeing it. I think I saw in a video. I was like, well, I mean, I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. Because I understand that there's psychology behind this. I mean, you have your ego and its friends telling you how bad of a trader you are. And if it's not telling how bad of a trader you are, it's telling you to full port your account because everybody else is doing it. And if you're seeing these results online, I mean, we have a system within us that likes to compare. It likes to repair. It's like just like my dick is this big. Let me see how big yours are. So so we can compare. And if somebody is not measuring up, your ego is like, yo, what the fuck? I mean, you need to step it up. And especially in this trading arena, when someone is posting a 10K, 20K, 100K day, I mean, we see the end result, but we don't see what it took to get there. We don't care about what it took to get there. No one cares about the people that have success overnight. No one cares about the work that they put in before that to even get that. No one cares. They just see like, oh my God, this guy just made $50 million in one trade. And here I am struggling to make $500 or $150 just to get the last day to get a payout. But what we don't see is maybe they photoshopped. Maybe they took that trade and hedged with multiple accounts and showed you the accounts that won. They over leveraged, risking $5,000, $10 million just to make 10,000. I mean, we don't see none of that. All we see is the results, but all we want to do is compare to what somebody else has. And a lot of people fall victim to that. Well, John, I feel that we are all created equal. But what differentiates a lot of people is how they utilize the only finite resource that we have, which is our time. Because I guess let me be very correct here. If everything, let me be very careful here. On average, for the most part, majority of people are born with 5 limbs, a functional brain, and a functional body. 10 toes, 10 fingers. Most of us all come out with the same equipment. But what differentiates us is how we utilize our time, our mindset, the actions that we take when it matters the most. Some people get comfortable with complaining and falling in love with complaining about things not getting done. And then there's people that says, you know what? I'm uncomfortable. I don't like where I'm at in life. And I'm willing to work my way or dig myself out of this hole to have a better future. So I don't have to live like this. The people that I'm responsible for don't have to live like this. I'm going to do something about it. And then there's people that love to get on the internet and cry and complain about it. So, I mean, that's what differentiates us. Oh. That's funny. Actually, I seen off topic. You know that guy that be trolling with the signs, the guy that makes the signs. I watched one of his videos, and he was using, the girl was like, if you're under 3 inches, you need to lower your tone. You better lower your tone when you're talking to me. And he was like, yeah, dude, that was hilarious, hilarious. But anyway, kind of back on topic. I mean, this game rewards people that accept that if you want to be in this game for a very long time, you just have to have that meeting with your internal council, the board, have a plan and stick to it, regardless of what happens. And over time, you'll get to the trader that you want to be, the one that takes your setup, that becomes patient and doesn't allow outside influences or their emotions to dictate the trades that they take. And I'm saying this out of self-reflection, so I'm definitely moving forward. This is what I'm going to do. Even though Friday I took my setup and it was a loser, or actually I didn't take my setup. I actually moved my limit. And the crazy thing is, this is the crazy thing. I mean, if I never moved my limit, I actually would have gotten what I was looking for. And as soon as I get filled in the position, it was a instant loser. That was painful, man. Not painful in the sense, that I cried in the car about it. I definitely cried on the treadmill about it though, but it was just, I just kind of get tired of it, when you're trying to outsmart the market, when you're trying to be cute with the market, and then the market is like, how many times do I have to teach you this lesson? You try to be cute with me, I'm going to be cute with you, and you're not going to like it. And I definitely didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. So I'm going to follow. I've already said, I already moved to a zero tolerance to not taking my setup. But it's super solidified now. I'm just taking my setup. I'm going to document what happens. I'm going to take my screenshots. And that's how I'm going to move forward. I'm tired of gambling. I don't want to gamble no more. I really want to start building and be the builder that I'm meant to be. And me and Smith had this goal that if it's anybody, we wanted to be people that come on here and trade live. We're not trying to bullshit you at all, and really take over this game. And really show, because I feel that Smith probably has the best results that I've seen anybody have. I don't think a lot of people can say that they grew a $500 account and grew that into $30K in less than 2 weeks. He took a $500 account and grew it to $30K. He would have had more. That's the crazy thing. He would have had more if he didn't go tilt one day. He went tilt one day and lost about 10K. So just think about that. He would have had more. And I don't think anybody has done that and documented it on YouTube. I don't think so. And that's also very impressive. When I think anybody can say, damn, he grew a 500 account to 30K and be like, yo, that's, impressive. But I feel that me and Smith have like the same problem. It's when we don't get our way. It's fuck all the work that we put into it. I just want to be right now. And I don't care what it takes to get it. You don't care. You just don't care. I've definitely left a lot of profits on the table by not taking profits. And I'm not going to change that too much, but I will consider adjusting. I think shit, in the wifey account, we did get a reset. I finally just let it go. And finally just let it go and just reset the account. And I was able to make $800 at the end of the day on Friday. This shit better not be canceled. All right, so yeah, I finally reset the account, and I was able to lock out the account with $800 on Friday, and so that was day one in this account. And this time, I'm definitely going to take it super serious. We're going to pass this account this time. I had a lot of trades in this account go from being up to going back down to zero and hitting my stop and hitting the daily loss limit. Playing around too much. But I'm not going to do that this time. We're going to definitely pass this account in the... I think I have to be in this account for at least 12 days. And then I'll probably be in the account for an additional 6 days, because I'm just going to keep the $1,000 a day mindset with this account. And just take daily payouts. Just make $1,000, take a payout. So this is at least 18 days that I'm going to be in this account, at least. The Nasdaq almost snatched. Well, I guess I couldn't really say that, but on Friday, let's actually talk about that. You said, am I watching the fight this evening? Who's fighting? Well, yeah, actually, I would like to be in a live account for the next quarter, Alfred. I didn't know. So is there a UFC fight? I don't know. Hold on. I feel like the UFC kind of fell off, though. February 20. Who's fighting? I don't see a fight scheduled for tonight unless I'm missing something. Oh, there's a fight right now. Oh, Strickland versus Hernandez. Oh, so he already fought Hernandez. He beat him. So I'm guessing that the main event, okay, was Strickland. Okay, all right. So Strickland won that fight. This was definitely a light card. It didn't necessarily have too many recognizable names on this card. Okay. Said Bitcoin is tanking again. Freaking silver. Silver. Let's look at Bitcoin. And I'm definitely going to use this for the Nasdaq. Like I said, I'm going to leave my position sitting. Well, it isn't a practice account, but even if it wasn't, I'm leaving my position sitting overnight at 47. What I like about that position, I didn't look at this before, but I like the fact that there's a fair value gap right there. That kind of solidifies my idea. I didn't know there was a fair value gap. I bought this I put my limit there based on the structure. The breakout pullback trade. Breaking out, pulling back. That's into this range right here. But there's a fair value gap right there. If you're a gold trader, make sure you have the fair value gap on your chart as well, because I found what I see consistently is that gold respects the 5-minute fair value gap, but you got to make sure that you understand where you are on the chart. Are you in discount? Are you in the equilibrium zone? Or are you at premium? Obviously, you don't want to buy fair value gaps in premium above the equilibrium because these are highly likely not to work. Now, these fair value gaps are in the premium zone. Obviously, this one will have, price can reject here, but if it just decides to trade higher, this one will have when they're stacked like this, I would take the one with the least amount of risk, because if they're going to fill these unfilled orders, if the market's going to fill this imbalance right here of unfilled orders, then it's going to definitely come for this. I really don't see, if it's so close to each other, if it would completely reject here and not just take out the whole thing and then reject. Because we did kind of get a break of structure here, but overall, the market is still bullish. This should be considered a pullback until it takes out that low. So you don't want to get too aggressive with shorts, because now we're under equilibrium on the Nasdaq. We're in discount, and buyers are highly likely to buy this. Well, let me say it this way. It's highly likely for buyers to try to buy it. So even if they fail, if you try to get short in an area where market participants are looking to buy, you're going to get stopped out, even if you do see a continuation. So if you're looking to get in short, I'll wait for the pop back up and then short up here. But if you're looking to get long like myself down here, then I would just wait until this fair value gap gets kind of filled for that move back higher. We'll see what happens. Let's look at Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin. I considered getting a crypto account for Tradeify, but I've decided not to do that because I don't want to. I'm already trading three. I'm already trading gold, silver, and the Nasdaq. I don't want to add crypto to it, so I'm just gonna hold off on crypto for right now. I'm just gonna hold off on it, and I'll just come back. I'll revisit that at a later time. And then I had to learn a new platform on top of that, so I'm just gonna stick with gold, silver, and the Nasdaq at least for right now. All right, so yeah, rest in peace to anybody that bought Bitcoin all the way up here at 120. Man. So this is a daily chart on Bitcoin. It got to the highs of about 126. And this right here This right here, this double top right here should have been a sign to get out if you was at the top. That should have been your sign, your cue to get out. Because you can kind of look on the chart. When it comes to selling off, that's what Bitcoin loves to do. And this is this is how I took advantage of Bitcoin. I would just wait for double tops because that was so consistent on Bitcoin. I stopped trading Bitcoin or Bitcoin futures because it wasn't challenging. It was boring. I literally said it was boring. That's why I stopped trading it, because I was like, well, all I got to do is just have my entry up here on top, have a big enough stop, and I can catch a big move. I mean, what's fulfilling about that? Excuse me. But we're seeing this big move down, and because we've taken out these lows, if we do see a move back up, potentially to this fair value gap, this will actually, it's highly likely that it will sell, unless the only way that this thing recovers and it doesn't sell on that retest is if we get some really good crypto news that will suggest to investors that buying back into Bitcoin will be beneficial to them moving forward into the future. But if that doesn't happen, this is highly likely to get sold. We got this low taken out. We drawn this last week, that this is the area that Bitcoin needs to kind of hold, and we're seeing that break of that low right there. This is a rectangle that we drawn out ourselves, and it's taking out that low. So it's taking out the major low, or the last major swing. So this is the major low. So we could see something like this. This is not financial advice or nothing, but we could see a move down. Maybe this, maybe coming back into this area right here, or potentially this area right there. But we're definitely, or it's highly likely that we'll see the market sell off, because we're breaking structure to the downside, and they're holding it. We got a break. It does appear that they're going to hold the pullback to the EMA, and it looks like they're going to continue to sell this thing off. I don't think this low will hold, but maybe it will. But I don't think so. Man, if Bitcoin gets back under 50K, what would that mean for Bitcoin? What would that mean? If price gets back under 50K, is 50K a buy, or is Bitcoin a buy under 50K? Yo, congratulations on that, Tony. Congratulations, man. I mean, the good thing about crypto is that it's 24 hours, it's 24/7. And it does look like these firms allow you to trade 24/7. You can hold a position. I think you can hold a position for at least a week. Am I correct, Tony, to assume that? But that'll be my assumption. So off topic again, they're talking about McGregor talking about coming back to a no-name opponent. But I mean, I feel like that's actually kind of going into what we was talking about earlier. McGregor, there's really nothing for McGregor to come back to the UFC. There is nothing there for him. He has set the tone, the current tone for the UFC. Him and Habib has made the most money for the UFC. He's accomplished so much. Outside of the ring, inside of the ring. Just like what Mike Tyson told his son. If you were to go back into the ring, you'll be eaten alive. When you have a certain amount of money, certain lifestyle, There is there's no motivation of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start working and start putting in some work. McGregor has probably lived a crazy life because he's had so much money after that what's that fight? The Mayweather fight. That Mayweather fight made him so much money at one time. His brand deals with that liquor, Proper 12. I think he even tried to run for a political position in his country, but I think they put a stop to that because he would be too powerful, too influential at that point. But there's no reason for McGregor to come back to the UFC and get back into the octagon. No reason. There's nothing there. Kind of like Floyd Mayweather. I don't know why anybody's calling out Floyd Mayweather to fight. He's outside of his prime. He hasn't been in the ring. He's probably a instructor, but he probably hasn't been putting in the work he's not probably in fighter shape right now. So if anybody say that, yeah, I'm calling out Floyd Mayweather and I can beat him, that's kind of stupid. Why would he put his legacy at risk? But if he does do that, anyway, I wouldn't put my legacy at risk like that, especially if I haven't been in the ring. But okay, so I'm gonna pull this order before I forget, because I'll probably forget and pull this order. So unfortunately, silver didn't pull back enough to fill this order. It bounced at the 50%, and I'm not going to leave this position overnight, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back and see that it worked, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to lock out the account until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And if I see something tomorrow morning, then I won't hesitate to take it, but make sure. I'm not going to leave a position overnight. And that's why I like this software right here. Lock myself out when I'm in a sound mind. I already got my risk settings locked out, so I can't go back in. I already got it locked out, so I can't go back in here and try to adjust this. Make sure I got all my accounts like that, because I think I did that earlier today. I've already locked out all these accounts. Okay, cool. But definitely will leave this on. I'll definitely start focusing on the initial balance. Again, we'll talk about this again during the morning stream, but the initial balance trade seems like the trade. If you just wait that first hour and trade around this structure, it appears that 50% trade, taking the trade at the 50%, is a good trade. We saw it right here. You can take the rejection at the high, the rejection at the low. It's definitely a good trade, and then you can play off of it. I mean, technically, this is a break of structure right here. Technically. Technically, this is a break of structure, but I think what probably happened here, okay, so it kind of did do it. So, I mean, that was a decent move. That was decent. But I think what probably happened was on Friday that we got that data. And I mean, it was also Friday, so sometimes the price action, it can be tricky on Fridays, but I mean that happened on Friday. But we can still see that the market is still having a hard time trying to find its way above the initial balance on Friday's session. We've had 3 failed attempts to break out above that high. We have the market come back in. It's taken out the 50%. So my assumption is that if they take out this low, we'll obviously see a flush down, but overall the market is bullish overall. So you're just gonna have to wait until the structure presents itself, and once that happens, once it shows itself, well, I guess let me rephrase what I just said. It's not that it's bullish, it's just that it's not bearish yet. It can if it breaks this low, then yeah. If it breaks this low, if it breaks this fair value gap, and I think this is a very good example about the fair value gaps. You see how this fair value gap is all the way in discount, and so when price came all the way back into this fair value gap right here, we saw this big move higher. And I've been seeing the fair value gap work consistently. So we don't have to like ICT. I don't know when the fair value gap started working like this. I don't know if they've always worked like this. But for right now, those fair value gap trades are on point. I think we got the drop from a fair value gap on, forgot which day it was. It was like a fair value gap somewhere in this area. Price tapped into it perfectly and then it just rejected. I think it was right here. Yeah, right here. And we got that rejection from that fair value gap. And we got another one right here. So, I mean, if price comes up here, it's highly likely that we'll see the rejection. Maybe not a reversal, but you could potentially see a rejection here. So, yeah, I definitely agree, Cave Trader. I'm debating. I do have the orb still up on my chart, but I'm debating if I even want to take it because I think we looked at it before, but that 15-minute orb, I mean, it's so close. I mean, the 15-minute orb fits into the initial balance. So, I guess it really depends. I guess it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want, and I know you have a big stop, so the small volatility like this doesn't necessarily affect you because of your big stop and your big target. But for those that like to kind of over leverage their position, these are account killers. These drops right here, these fake breakouts, and trying to, because I mean, our old strategy, we would actually get in. We see the breakout. I mean, but I guess technically these are breakouts, but I mean, these pullbacks are so shallow. I don't think I would have been, I mean, if we were still running that strategy, I don't think I would have taken it because I want to see something like this and then a pullback to the top of the range. That I would take that trade every day, but something like this, I don't know. But I mean, people bought here and they got their stops ran multiple times, and the same thing happened on this day too. You got the breakout, and then people are getting stopped out at the retest of the top of that range. So I guess for now, with the market being so choppy, I'm just going to focus on or for me personally, I'm going to focus on the initial balance. It's a bigger range. it seems like there's a lot of opportunities there. So I'm just going to focus on that first hour. Shout out to Investor Z for bringing that to our attention. So yeah, I'm watching gold. I'm watching it chop. It ain't doing nothing. I mean, if you weren't able to get in, I am looking to see how the market reacts around 166 on gold. If I mean, I'm not going to set a limit there, but I'm going to check to see what happens tomorrow morning when I come back to my charts. Like 166, and if it runs 166, I want to see what happens at 161. So 166 and 161 are two areas that I'm looking at on the charts, because it's obviously the top and bottom of that range. Actually, let me just... It's the top and bottom of that range right there. 66. 66 and 61. You can see that there's that range right there. So I want to see what happens in this area. The 50% of that range is 164. So I'm looking to see what the market does in this area for a pullback, but I'm not going to take the trade because it's going to happen overnight. I'm done trading for the night, actually. So we'll come back tomorrow and we can see if we can catch a good setup. But yeah, I have been watching silver and gold on my other chart, and both of them are being nasty, so, and not pulling back. But all right, guys, I'm out of time for this session. Do appreciate everybody that joined me tonight. I will definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. With that said, peace out, everybody.